Hi, it's me, it's Silver. How's it going? Do you like my new mug? It's kitsch. It's shaped like a strawberry, but it's a mug. My mom doesn't like it because it's not like extremely practical, as in like the hole is smaller than the the body of the strawberry, but I like kitsch stuff. That's another thing. I like kitsch stuff. This was cheap, so yeah. I also like mugs, and yeah. I think this is my very first kitsch item. Trying to think of anything else. Yeah, I think this is the first one. Yeah. But before anything else, thank you for being here. And the people who have been engaging with my stuff and sending comments and video recommendations, even when I don't really understand what's going on. Yeah, I'm thankful anyway. There's no harm in that. Sorry if I sound a bit out of it. That's kind of the norm these days. Just kind of checking in since I haven't been posting as regularly as I was doing a while back. Yeah, I don't really do a lot of computer gaming. I used to play The Sims, but this computer that I have now doesn't even have like a CD deck. So if I even wanted to do that, I don't think I could, since it's the game that I have is the Sims 2. And I don't think it's powerful enough to run The Sims 4, which, from what I saw, the base game is free to play. But the base game is pretty barren. So, yeah, I don't know. And also, I don't really want to overload the computer, so I'm not going to do that, I don't think. Yeah, I was glad to read a comment from someone saying that they listen to these videos while painting. Like, yeah, I like to hear that. It's nice to have like this stuff in the background, sort of like someone else yapping and you're doing something else and you don't really have to pay attention because I'm not really saying anything out there or controversial or whatever. At least I don't think I am. I avoid that kind of stuff. I think there's plenty of people doing that one way or the other. So I'm just out here with my coffee and my assortment of mugs, drinking my coffee and just rambling. About stories, like folklore. But lately I really haven't haven't even felt like doing that, so yeah, I'm sorry. I did write 1 or 2 stories. I think it was just the one, but I ended up not posting it yet. Guess I'll wait until I feel a bit less bad. Yeah, it's just the summer. Like, the last couple of days I've been fine, but it's just, yeah, I know it's gonna get bad again. Like, bad for me, at least. Weather-wise, so I'm just going to enjoy a semi-nice weather while it lasts. And meanwhile, the job hunt is just not going well because, yeah, everything is already taken. Even the summer jobs, like, of course, in the rural countryside, mountains, whenever there's a summer opening, what the hell is that? Summer opening, they will put the people they already know in those positions, and usually it's very young people, not people like me. Yeah. So, tough luck. Yeah, I hope you've been doing it well. Yeah, we're already reaching the 7-minute mark, so nobody's paying attention. If you click this and kept listening, yeah, this one is for you. I hope you're doing well. I'll write it in the description anyway, because whether you finish watching or not, I'm just glad that you felt compelled enough to click on it, just even if it's just out of curiosity, like, what the hell is this weirdo? As long as it's not to be rude, like, yeah, what I do when I see that is just not engage and shadow ban, basically, because if you have nothing better to do, I really, I'm not going to indulge that, sorry. There's enough going on. If you hear something, no, you don't. Yeah, it's the usual. I'm not listening because I have my ears plugged. Now I lost track of what I was saying. Yeah. I'm just wishing that whoever's listening to this or watching this, probably listening, let's be real, or even just clicked on this, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, that's all I really can hope for. I'm still a lot anxious about the situation, pardon, because I asked for help, like a scholarship, and they haven't paid yet, so I'm kind of about that. But I'm still waiting, since they said they would do that until the end of the month. So I'll wait. Nothing more I can do. What else? Yeah, this week was just not good. I it's tough, It's tough because I go to the library to, work on what I can. I've started translating another thing. This time without any expectations. I'll just send it to a place where they usually receive projects like this, even if they don't really pay that well. I mean, any payment is payment, so I'm fine with that. But I've started doing that. Yeah, and that's good because at least I'm doing something, and that's what matters. Since the translation gigs are very sporadic, but that's, even if they decide not to pick up the project, at least I know that I did something and that there's a translation for this, which, yeah, means something to me. It's something that I like, that I'm interested in, that I think is important. So, yeah. It is what it is. I wish I had support, because unfortunately in this world, in this world, like of the world of publishing and stuff like that, it's either you know people in the industry already or you screwed, basically. And I don't know anyone, so yeah. There's the myth of meritocracy that doesn't exist. In my opinion, maybe controversial take, but yeah. Some people get where they are out of merit, but more often than not, the people who make it already had connections and stuff, and I don't. I really don't have any connections. So, and the library, which used to be my safe haven, now it's just the place with the air conditioning. Because the creepy predator is still there, and I just keep looking over my shoulder and stuff, like I've done something wrong when I really didn't. Like I was just polite, and he crossed my boundaries, and then whenever he gets the chance, he tries to paint himself as some sort of victim, even though I didn't say anything. I just said, "Don't touch me." That's all I did. Yeah, that's literally all I did. Believe it or not, I genuinely don't care. This isn't some internet beef, this is real life stuff, so yeah, whatever. Yeah, I posted a short video of me fixing the fan, the old fan. and for a while it seemed like it was working, but yeah, the knockoff WD-40 really is bad. I should find the website and go like, yeah, your product sucks. Get it off the shelves. Nobody deserves this. Because it was working, and then I turned off the fan. When I turned it back on, it seemed like everything had dried up again, and it was squeaking again, squeaking, and also making like these clattering noises. And I was like, oh my god, did I forget to screw something on? But then I reopened it, and no, it was fine. It was just dry. And yeah, there seems to be some electrical damage to it. I looked at the wires and the engine and was like, yeah, this thing is beyond any repair. It served its purpose, like fallen soldier. Salute it, but it's time to recycle it. There's a place where we can take old electronics, like for recycling. Like a lot of it is made of metal and plastic and stuff, and some of it is recyclable. So yeah, not just going to throw it in a bin. And then I got a cheap fan, a small one. It's small. It's so small that I can't even show it. But it's enough. It's enough. It's the same size, like fan wise, as the other one. It just doesn't have like a tall stock like the other one. So I put it on a little stool, and yeah, it serves its purpose. It has 2 speeds. It was very cheap, like I said. I just needed a fan because this room doesn't have any ventilation, and I need a way to make the air circulate. Because the window is there and the air does go outside, but it doesn't really come in unless it's pulled, if that makes sense, since there's the greenhouse situation. I may show it at some point, because yeah, the house is very odd. It's very DIY. Someone was, the same person was saying that they had I'm sorry, I'm using neutral pronouns. I hope that's not offensive. This person said that my videos were playing the background while the person painted, and this person said that that's a way to avoid pronouns, isn't it? Yeah, I do that in Romance languages as well. There's plenty of ways of going around gendering people in Romance languages as well, as much as transphobes like to say there isn't. Just say you don't speak the language or don't want to make any efforts. I've gotten so used to it that I literally do not gender anyone unless they neutral gender, or like plural in this case, the people gender themselves when speaking. Then if the person is doing that, then maybe I'll do it. But my speech pattern has become so genderless that it's kind of hard for me to do that. I don't know exactly if people notice that, but even when speaking about myself, I do that. Yeah. Just, yeah, in case it's offensive, I know that English only speakers sometimes feel like they is misgendering, and I understand that because I don't really look like anything, and yeah, I'm not exactly cis, so, and being referred to in the third person on grounds of people not wanting to ask what I am or whatever, just, to me it felt like more dehumanization, and I just didn't like it. So yeah, that's why I'm kind of wary of it. But yeah, this person said that our stories were similar, and yeah, it's nice, even if it's not the best of stories. Like, it's nice to know that I'm not alone. I mean, I know I'm not, but I am, in the sense that I don't really have anyone I talk to who actually understands, and I know everyone has their own story. Like, yeah, no, I'm just talking in general. So I'm using the neutral. So everyone is unique and has unique experiences, even if the experiences are similar. But in my case, it's just very hard to find someone whose experience resembles mine. And it's not to say that I'm such a special little butterfly with my little kid strawberry mug. I think the issue is really that it's a story that sounds like it was plucked from another time. But it's happened in the last 30 years. And I think that most people find it outlandish, because the last 20 years is just a bit more than the 21st century, which just has 25 years in it. I mean, it is a long time to me, because that's my entire life, but in the grand scheme of things, and the speed at which things developed in the last 30 years, or I would dare say 50 years. Yeah, it feels like it was plucked from another time. And the contact I had, and still have, with some people who were from those times that sound like they belong in the 19th century or something. Yeah, to people from, like, rich countries and the sort. It feels odd probably, to hear about someone being born in the deep mountains and living in extremely dire conditions and extreme poverty, and me living in a house that was built by 3 people. Like the foundations and the first parts of it were built by 3 people. Then over the years there were some things added, updated rather, because the walls and stuff. The only thing that really happened was that they had to knock down a wall, or rather they didn't have to, but they did it anyway because they didn't really have use for that space anymore, because this house was built in the following manner. The upstairs where I am was the living area. Downstairs was where they had the cellar, the wine cellar. They had animals. There was a loo, like a Shrek type loo, and then there was an oven, like a small space with a fireplace, and then an oven with a chimney breast situation. And upstairs there was also like a kitchen, I would, in quotations, a proper kitchen, because it had like the countertops and stuff. And there was also a stove. But this stuff was not gas stuff. It was it was fed by wood. So there's also a chimney breast in this kitchen, which is very strange now, because the old stuff, the heirloom, if you will, is still there, and it still functions. It's not broken. If it's fed with, it will still do its job, because it was made at a time when things were made to last. So yeah, the stuff is still there, and it's a relic. There's also another relic in the house, which is a sewing machine, manual sewing machine. It's not manual. It has a mechanism and a pedal thing, like and again, if it was like properly maintained and oiled up or lubed up or whatever the hell, it would still work. It's also a heirloom. Right now it doesn't work because it's dry, but it would still work since it's not even electric, like the stuff which doesn't operate with electricity or gas. It's just wood, and the sewing machine is works with the pedal, like you would step on the pedal and it would spin. That's how it works. It's the classic kind of stuff. I think it's Singer, if I'm not mistaken. I think the brand is actually Singer. Not entirely sure. I just know it has like this thing on top that covers the sewing part itself, and it's a table with intricate metal cast iron design at the bottom. Yeah, it's another heirloom. It's one of those things that the family wouldn't want to sell because, yeah, they know how much it cost and how much of a big deal it was to be able to have that kind of thing. Yeah. It's the same thing with the radio. Is the radio still there? I think the radio is still there. It was an old school style radio. Yeah, it's one of those things that, yeah, even my mom wouldn't throw away, and my mom throws away everything that doesn't serve any purpose anymore. Just because of the value that it has, like how much it cost to have those luxuries at the time when, yeah, the family was never rich, you know. My grandparents worked their whole lives and they never became rich. The only thing that they, especially my grandma, made sure to always have was food. And that's a thing that, yeah, maybe that's one of the things that this person who commented related to. Yeah. So it's, yeah, it probably make my grandma really mad if it ever got confirmed that we were going hungry and stuff. But it is what it is, and what's done, it's done. Yeah. And I just wish that there was a way. I mean, I should just try and get a driver's license, but I'm so jumpy. I can't even think about it. I think I would be able to, like, do the written exam, but then the practical exam, if there was anything unexpected, I probably would be a menace. Yeah, I'm like, you don't want me behind the wheel. Why would you want me behind the wheel? But still, if I had that, I could go to the little village in the middle of the mountains where my grandma was born, and maybe find the old people from there to hear more stories. Because that's really deep in the mountains, like the same place where there was that saint, whatever the hell that was, a small temple in the middle of the woods, a bit sketchy for a saint. But I would really like to go there and see what has come of the little house where she lived with her mother and her siblings. She had 2 siblings. She was the eldest. The middle one was the one who died first actually died in 1992, the same morning when I was born. I'm not making this up. There's no reason to do that. It's such a grim thing. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I was born into death. Yeah. And then the youngest died in 2021, so 3 years after my grandma. He had been ill for a long time, and after my grandma passed, he wanted to stay here because this is where he wanted to die. But then his kids took him to where they were in Europe, like, because they wanted him to be there, and yeah, he died there, and I think he was cremated, which was something that he didn't want. He wanted to die here, and he wanted to be buried with his family, but yeah, they didn't respect that, and I still think that's fucked up, but yeah, I don't get to say in that, so yeah, I just think it's not right to do that. And I also think that what took my grandma too soon was plucking her from her home. Yeah, this is getting heavy again. Yeah, the summer mood is really this for me. I'm so sorry. It's funny that I'm holding a strawberry while saying this, but yeah. She would tell funny stories. She would tell funny stories. I don't know if I ever told the story of the little kid whose mother stole a chicken. But I might write it down and tell it, because it's got some things that should be translated to make it like funny in the context of poverty, even though it's in the context of poverty, and it's kind of it's still funny. It's still funny because it's not like a huge deal. She would tell that story, and it was kind of like, did that really happen? It was one of the stories that you went like, did that really happen? Because some stories you hear and then you go like, that's baloney, right? Like a fox and a wolf speaking, using human speech. You're like, that's just a story. It's meant to teach you something, but it's just a story. But when it involves real people, you're like, did that really happen? But yeah, I'm really hoping that one day I can go there, and that happens sooner than later, because I would still like to find some people from those days with their memories intact. And I would like to talk to them and ask them to let me record them and hear their stories. Like, especially the folk stories, not maybe their life stories as well. Yeah, because people love to talk about that. Old people especially. But I would like to hear more about the folklore. And the mountain people really have some interesting stories. Like, I'm still in the mountain context, but we're talking really, really deep in the mountains. I remember, and this is going to be just to finish off the video. I remember one time we went there, and we were driving cars up a very steep road, and this road had no railings, no protection at all, and it had like very meandering curves, so you either knew it or you going up it's fine because you normally go slowly, but going down, oof. And it was going down that this happened. My aunt was in another car. She was backing up the car because she was going in the wrong direction. I don't really know what happened because I was too young. I just remember seeing the back of the car almost going down the side of the road off a very, very high cliff. You know, we're talking mountains. And I remember the fear of seeing the back of the car like dangling off the edge, and people, the people from the car we were in, like going out, getting out and holding down to the front, so that I think it was my male progenitor who got in the car, and with his weight he was able to like rev the car back to the road, with people pushing from the back and the others pressing down at the front to make it not fall off the cliff. So that's the kind of high mountains we're talking about. And that's the kind of place we're talking about, like no railings, no protection. You just like living on the edge, very literally. But nothing happened, thankfully. They were able to get out of the car safely, and were just like, oh no, the car's gonna fall, and then, but it was a small car too, so that was another thing that helped the case. The car was small, and they quickly pressed down at the front to stop it from sliding further back, and others were pushing it from the back, and then it was revved back into the street, onto the road rather, and from there my aunt just went very, very slowly very, very slowly, and nothing happened. But that's the place, and I would like to go there. I mean, probably these days it has pylon railings, but at the time it didn't, and no wonder people here are just so all over the place. But, I've dragged this out for long enough. If you listen until now, once again, I just hope that you're well and that you stay well in my stead. If you have holidays, that you enjoy them, and yeah, just stay well, really. If you listened until now, thanks. I appreciate not just talking to my friend and myself. Like I said, this is just a kind of whatever channel therapy thing. Maybe I can try to bring other things into it, like more crochet stuff, though I had to put my stuff on top of the wardrobe because it was on the floor, and my mom insisted that it's an eyesore, so I put it there. But I need to get some things from there, and I might do that tonight. And I might also tidy up the inside of the wardrobe. But yeah, I may try to bring some things. Yeah, just vlogging style. Just show some raw things and stuff like that. But yeah, this is gonna get to the 47. I'll try to be back. Thank you. I'll try to be back, and that's a threat. Bye bye.